You compare your journey with another person because you want to learn how to improve your journey, not because you want to win. You want to outshine the person, you want to prove a point. I better pass you. That's weakness at its highest level. It's such a weak thing. Life doesn't give us what we want. Life gives us what we demand. That's why the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and only the violent taketh it by force. So singing, teaching, writing, drawing, those are vehicles to achieve purpose. When I have done something, what should it do to a person? That what should it do is the purpose. What you did is the vehicle. That's why I say we're not here for us. Every action and inaction is for someone else. And that's where the purpose lies. When you do something and somebody else says, because this person did it, I can do it, purpose has been fulfilled.
For those people that don't know you, what would you say is your message?
Two things.
Welcome to Beyond the Boardroom, the podcast where we explore the depths of personal growth. I'm your host, Alexis Beckers, and each week I bring you inspiring conversation with expert guests who share their insights on mindset, self-development, and living your best life. Whether you are looking to elevate your career, boost your charisma in leadership, or find your purpose, you are in the right place. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you hit that subscription button, like, share, and don't miss out on every amazing episode. And with that said, let's dive in and go beyond the boardroom together. So, Coach,
Yes.
for those of us that don't know you, some people that don't know you,
Many people.
a lot of people. No, why do you feel like a lot of people don't know you?
I know, it's a drop in the ocean now. You can't, I'm not Michael Jackson. People that know me are way, for people that don't know me are more than 1,000 times
More.
more than the people that know me. I'm just a drop in the ocean.
So, for those people that don't know you, what will you say is your message?
Two things. I love to help people. I like seeing growth. So, firstly, my name is Sam Obafemi, the octopus. And I'm very particular about people solving their problems. Why I'm the octopus is because I want to be one call away from solving a person's problem. When you come to me and you have a problem, I want to place just one call and your problem will be solved. That is why I'm the octopus. So that's the first. Secondly, I want to be remembered as somebody that never pretended. I want to be me. So I like to represent myself as somebody that is literal. So that any day you remember me, you know that you met the real person, not a facade of the person. And that's basically my message.
When you mean real, what do you actually mean?
So I'm comfortable in the fact that I have flaws. I'm comfortable in the fact that I don't know it all. I'm comfortable in the fact that I won't be liked by everyone. I'm comfortable being a villain in somebody's story. I'm comfortable being the good guy and the bad guy. I'm just comfortable being me. Like I'm not interested in being somebody else's good story. I just want to be myself. So I love to be real in that context, in the sense that you would experience me how I am, where I am when you meet me. And I'm not trying to convince you that I'm better than I am. I'm work in progress. You get? I believe that at every point in a person's life, you are evolving. None of us is who we were, but none of us has reached where we should be. So I don't need to be the future version of myself today. I'm not interested in that. I want to grow into that version. Just like I'm grateful to have been a version that is not who was. So that's, for me, the philosophy about being real. I think that around this part of the globe, we have glamorized perfection. It has become a problem. That's why there are a lot of mental health problems now, because people are trying to be a version of their future today. You are trying to be more ambitious than your capacity. You're trying to produce the future version of you that is not ready for that. And you're not able to sustain it. So I think that I've done a lot of work on my psyche to be comfortable as I am. I don't live by expectations of other people. It doesn't work for me. And that's it.
When you say perfection, there's something I read. I said perfection is a myth, means that it's not real. But towards the chase of perfection, we tend to want to find ourselves living someone else's life, all in the name of trying to be perfect. And that is what we're going to be talking about in terms of, you mentioned being real,
Yes.
finding yourself.
Yes.
I may see you today and I like what I see. And tomorrow, I may see you as a different person.
Yes.
Don't you think that is you faking it? Or what's the perception they're trying to give of me towards you?
So, you see this word perfection? Perfection is an art, is a state. Perfection to me is that the way a person is perfect. God does not make mistakes. So, like when God designed you, He designed a perfect person. What we have now done to ourselves is that, God, the way you made me, I wish I was that way. Because that way is perfection to me. So you're trying to emulate what God did not create. Because God creates perfection. A person part-time is perfect in his state. We are a work of art. God has imagined you as a piece and has created you in that way. So for me, perfection is where you are part-time in your life. I mean, Sam Obafemi today is somebody's helper and somebody's offender. That in itself is perfection.
Yeah.
Perfection doesn't mean you are all good. Neither does perfection mean you are all bad. The combination of the different states is you being the perfect person. That's my philosophy. So I think that many people just need to be comfortable knowing that at every state of your life, you are perfection in itself. You are like a gravity, a drawing on the wall. There is no drawing that is pleasing to everyone. Somebody sees it and says, wow, iconic. And somebody's looking like, waiting this person draw like this. I don't even understand what they here. But in that state, that's the perfection. Perfection can't be defined. If you can define it, it's not perfect. If you have a full understanding of something, it is not perfect. There are parts of a thing you can't understand. That is where perfection is hidden. There are gems. Every person is a gem. So that makes me so confident that I am as perfect as I can be, the way I am. And there's nothing more than that. So if you can't see the perfection, that's actually why it is perfection. Because that's the hidden gem. There are parts of me you don't understand. That's what makes me perfect. Because if you fully understood me, then I'm ordinary. But I'm not ordinary. Nobody is ordinary. That's the way I see life.
Like, if you're trying to, for someone that is trying to figure out himself in life, how do you now find your purpose when everyone around you is playing a particular way and doing things a particular way? So how do you find your own purpose?
Oh, excellent. So purpose, by definition, is why I exist. Purpose is why I'm here. Purpose is the substance of what I'm doing. What's the reason I'm doing what I'm doing? That's the definition of purpose. Now, to understand purpose, the Bible says we understand in parts and we don't understand in parts. It means that at a given time in your life, you only understand why you are there at that time in your life. There are many more things you don't understand. Discovering purpose is first an awareness, is illumination, is light. And that means, as of today, what do I think is the reason I'm here? Once you catch an understanding of that, it is so. Now, what many people mistake purpose to mean is the activities we do. For example, somebody is a choir member and sings in church. They say, my purpose is to sing in church. That's an activity for purpose. Purpose is demonstrated through activities. I teach, I coach, I train, I counsel. Those are not purpose. Those are vehicles to achieve purpose. Purpose, for me, is uplifting people. I'm in life to encourage. My natural wiring is to encourage people. Anything I do to encourage you, I'm fulfilling purpose. If I sing to you and you're encouraged, I've lived my purpose. If I teach you and you're encouraged, I've lived my purpose. So singing, teaching, writing, drawing, those are vehicles to achieve purpose. When I have done something, what should it do to a person? That what should it do is the purpose. What you did is the vehicle. So people just need to understand, when you look back and say, I'm so happy I did this because, that because is the purpose. I'm so happy that that person smiled. I feel so happy that I gave him 5 naira and he just felt relieved. That relief is the purpose. That giving of the money is the vehicle. So you need to look at the end goal. Purpose is an end goal. It's like, what have I achieved by a behavior? That achievement. Now, if you want to know your purpose, look at the most consistent achievement you are looking for in the things you do. That explains your purpose. I just love to see people have food to eat. I hate poverty. I just wish that people can have food to eat. That can be the purpose. The vehicle can now be outreach, crowdfunding, cooking. Those are activities to achieve a purpose. I wish everybody can be educated. Nobody deserves to not be educated. That's purpose.
That's purpose.
How you go about that? Creating online courses, looking for scholarship for people so that they can get educated. Those are activities for that purpose. So you need to look at the big picture. What do I wish I can do for humanity that if I had my way, I will do it? So that somebody can say, I moved from here to here. That is the purpose. The activities help to achieve the purpose. So if people understood that, they won't stick to, it's only singing I can do in this life because that's my purpose. No. The activity is not rigid.
I'm wondering,
Yeah.
as a little boy, when you figure out yourself and you knew that, okay, this is what you wanted to do. We had a conversation behind and you said from 14, you discovered what you wanted to do.
Yes.
Did you ever tie that part with making money? Because I know the field you are is not a glamorized field.
Yes.
Were you figuring out how you're going to handle this in terms of making money, or it was just all about going out there?
So my understanding of money from way back is availability of resources. Somehow, I've always believed in abundance. I've always believed that I will not be stranded. I've always believed that resources will come for something I want to do. I've always believed that. But as I was growing up, I started my family and started expanding the scope of work that I do. Then the consciousness of the naira and kobo, the dollar and the pounds became more real. Because just like they'll say in motivational cycles, they say God makes provision for the vision. But God is not going to throw the provision at you. Sometimes you have to work a plan to activate the provision. And that's where the context of understanding how to make money comes in. The more money or the more resources you can create, the bigger the scope of the work you can do to fulfill purpose. So, do I believe that I need to make money to achieve purpose? Absolutely yes. Do I believe that I have to build solid relationships that can bring the provision? Absolutely yes. So, it may not be I need to hustle to make money for purpose. It's just the understanding that purpose is powered by more resources. And resources are activated in strategic relationships. But strategic relationships are consolidated in providing solutions. You're not going to be latching and leeching on people, being parasitic. Oh, I have a vision. There's a purpose I want to achieve. Just give us money. It doesn't work like that. You have to be a solution provider. You must be able to solve a human problem that becomes value, that somebody sees value and translate. Is an exchange. They're exchanging their resources for the solution you're providing. Then you have the resources to do purpose. So today, my purpose is to encourage people, but I have built businesses and systems. In attending to my solution, I'm encouraging people. So even in business, My business is achieving purpose for me, even though there is an exchange of pay. So I coach people, I train people, I build systems, I build solutions. At the end of the day, you have access to me. I inspire you by the things I do, and there's exchange. So we need to understand that the fact that you want to achieve purpose does not mean you should be begging for resources, because that puts a cap. There's just how many people will you beg? There are 7.9 billion people on earth. Everybody has purpose. If everybody that has purpose was begging for money, from who? So there has to be a mechanism around that. The mathematics is that you solve a problem, and the problem you have solved brings money. Then you use the money to build purpose or to deliver purpose. It's a value chain.
Now I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
It sounds funny. You mentioned God about long time in all of this. Are you a Christian?
Very good question. I'm a Christian. I believe in the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Okay. So if you believe that there is a external being that we're not seeing, how important is faith or spirituality towards helping young people discover their purpose in life?
So I personally believe that we didn't send ourselves to earth. I didn't send myself here. I believe that God in his scripture, as a Bible, my reference is the Holy Bible, and it's a scripture that is unbroken. The scriptures cannot be broken. From that standpoint, I believe that God created me. God sent me to fulfill an assignment for the earth. So in the scheme of things, I'm solving a problem God has foreseen. That's why I'm sent, which is purpose. I'm sent to help God's children stay inspired, motivated, find a way around what God wants them to do. So I'm contributing to their purpose by motivating them to do their purpose. So at the end of the day, everybody has an assignment and we're all interplaying. Like the Bible will say, somebody is the eye, somebody is the leg, somebody is the head, somebody is the waist. We're all part of one body, but playing different parts. So one thing we need to understand, and this is across any faith, you have to make peace with the fact that there is a spiritual being that helps you. The way God works is that God sends you and helps you. None of us can do it on our own. Like really, how much more can you do? Even me that is encouraging people, I need encouragement. So it means that God has sent other people who are supposed to be encouragement for me, as I'm an encouragement for other people. It's like a chain reaction.
Yeah.
Once we understand that, this unhealthy competition just suddenly dies. Because if you and I, even if we have similar purpose, at the end of the day, maybe at some point in the trajectory, you're the one that is going to be my anchor because I'm falling. Everybody needs everybody. So once we understand that, I didn't send myself, so I don't really need to fight you. You didn't give me my assignment, I didn't give you your assignment.
Yeah.
And once you understand that scheme of things, so that helps. Understanding that you didn't send yourself, understanding that there is a spiritual being that is sent to help us in this assignment we're doing, gives you a lot of context. And then the provision part, you just know, provided I'm in the trenches doing the work I've been sent to do, help will come. Because to be honest, sometimes it's like a clueless journey. You're wondering, what else can I do? What should I do differently? You get, so for me, just being sensitive to listening. I usually use this illustration. Many people know DSTV, multi-choice.
Yeah.
There's an antenna. The antenna receives signal from a central system. That's why you're able to watch your DSTV channels. The way I look at it is that every human being is a DSTV channel. The central source of receiving signals is heaven. Your purpose is the channel. I may be DSTV 416. You may be DSTV 205. Another person can be DSTV 108. The channel is the purpose. The antenna is the person. The signal is from the central source, heaven. I like to look at it that way. Channel 108 cannot be fighting channel 416. You guys have no business fighting each other because you are all channels doing your thing. So that's the understanding that has kept me going. I don't get issue with anybody. I don't understand people fighting people and trying to be the bigger brand. as what? Like, oh, you are trying to form and better than you, because at the end of the day, everybody has his own mission that they are focusing on.
Yeah. Now you say that's a different way to look at it, because if you see, not everyone tend to discover their purpose the same time.
Yes.
And with that, some tend to discover, just like yourself, at a younger age.
Yes.
Some discover it quite late.
Yes.
Not so early.
Yes.
Now, my own question is how can you stop comparing your life with someone else that is on a different purpose, but yet you still have that comparison syndrome in you? How do you stop that?
It's a healing journey. Some of us, so how we operate, there are 3 reasons why people operate how they operate. One of the reasons is upbringing.
Yeah.
Some people are raised to see everyone as a competition, and everything is war. Everything is a fight. Everything is, you have to win, you have to get, it's a belief system many have acquired. You need to heal. You need to unlearn that belief system and understand that everybody has his journey. Comparison is healthy to the extent of learning. You compare your journey with another person because you want to learn how to improve your journey, not because you want to win. You want to beat the person, you want to outshine the person, you want to prove a point. I better pass you. That's weakness at its highest level. It's such a weak thing. To try to outshine a person is weak. The goal is to compare notes because you want to learn on how to improve your journey. At the end of the day, everybody born of a woman is sent to help somebody in this life. Nobody was not sent to help another person. That's why in the Bible it will say, comfort others with the comfort you have received. What that means is, as you are becoming better, they say, follow who no road.
Yeah.
Because even by not saying, somebody is studying you and say, I like to do something like this. Your life is an epistle just by itself. That's how we're supposed to be thinking, So we're supposed to be studying people to learn better, to do better, not because I will show this person I sabi pass am. That's such a weak thing to do. So I feel that once people understand, one, my presence on earth is help. I'm sent to be a compass to somebody coming that can see me, just the way someone else is compass for me. That way, the issue of competing, the issue of trying to outshine, those things will fall off. But it takes a journey of healing. The healing journey is that me by myself, I'm perfect. You are perfection all by yourself. That's how it works. The areas that you know that are challenges for you, maybe areas of wounds, areas of negative bias, areas of trauma. Those are wounds that you grew up with, that are gaps where God can shine his light. So you see in the Bible, Paul was saying, I want you to remove this thing from me. I don't like this thing that I'm doing. And God said, no, I put it there. Many times, God places a challenge that looks like imperfection intentionally because he needs to ground you. It's like woodwork. You polish wood, but there's one part that has like a spot that looks like, I want to come out this thing, but it now looks, just polish it and it now looks like the real attraction of the woodwork itself. Yeah. That's how God does his thing. So I just need our people to calm down. We are running some very dysfunctional way of thinking. That's why there's so much stress everywhere. The real happy people are people that know that as I do it like this, I'm perfect like this, and I'm evolving like this, and I'm looking at the areas I can improve, and I'm working on being better at those areas. I'm not transferring the blame. I'm not saying it's my mother that caused it, it's my father that caused it. If my father sent me to school, I'll not be here. If my mother did not remarry another person, I'll not be here. If my father did not have 10 wives, I'll not be here. Once you start placing all those labels and blames, you have moved attention from your perfection. You're trying to justify your dysfunction. So you just need to understand how these things work. Life in itself is a completion. Life is perfect. This life is perfect.
Coach, tell me, is healing necessary for discovering your purpose? You mentioned healing.
Yes.
You have to heal on every trauma.
Yes.
Is important in discovering your purpose.
So I will not say yes to that question because sometimes you not healing may be part of God's plan. It just depends on your journey with God. It is possible that there is a part of your life that will not heal. That is supposed to be like that. It's also possible that your healing is delayed because the timing of the healing is pivotal for somebody else's healing. Like I said earlier, every person on earth is actually a helper to another person. Your life is supposed to be for another person, not for you. None of us is here for us. None. You are here for another person that you don't even know. Maybe now your book, the person go read, go say, God, thank you for this person's story. Now I know what to do better. That's all. That's why you came to this earth. So you are fighting God. I've been praying. I want to heal from this thing. You're not healing me. I don't know what I've done to you. God is saying, it's not yet time. Because the time He will heal you is just when somebody else needed that story to get out of their own situation. None of us is here for us. So my understanding of this is this. You build a discernment that you know how God is doing with you.
Yeah.
That's why people go for crusades. They want, everybody's healing. You're wondering, I've been going for 10 crusades. I never heal. The person will just come. You don't heal. What thing they happen? Everybody has their journey. So it's easy for me to tell you that healing is necessary for purpose, but I will be wrong because in all cases, it's not like that. And healing again is relative. Healing can just be making peace with the pain present. Healing can be the pain removed. Healing means different things to different people.
Yeah, that's quite funny. I was having a conversation with a friend a few days ago when I was telling her some of the things that I've gone through in life. And while we're talking about that, giving my own background story, where I'm coming from up until this very moment, and while we're having all those discussions, then I could actually tell why the hunger to help people was there, because it was more like what I went through is so that other people don't get the chance to go through it. And I feel like that is my own message. So with what you said, it's more like the pain you're feeling, the challenges that you're going through, it could be so that you can heal someone else from that.
Yeah.
So healing is necessary for your own self, and at the same time, the pain is necessary for your own self.
Yes.
So that you can be a better version
Yes.
to others.
Yes.
Wow, that's profound.
Very valid. I mean, John the Baptist would have wondered, why na me they born for bush? Why na me they stay for bush? Why na me they chop locust and honey? Does it make sense? Just because when Jesus Christ is coming. Then when the Jesus Christ came, He did not even acknowledge that I exist. I had to go and ask people to ask Him, "Shey is you we are waiting for?" Because me, I don't even understand this wahala. I mean, sometimes it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
John the Baptist could as well say, I'm leaving this bush, I'm not in wilderness again. Not be people they live for town. Sometimes it's very difficult to understand. But he was in tune with the assignment.
You know what, Coach? I stumbled on some of your posts. And I just want to understand. This is a post from where you post on LinkedIn. He said there's a process for time in everything. Don't go into people's world and start wondering when you will become like them.
Wow, I wrote that.
If you are fixated on them, you will remain stunted. But if you stay on your journey, you will surpass the person you are even targeting. Tell me, what was going through your mind?
When did I write that? That's interesting. Wow. Okay.
Tell me, I want to know what was going through your mind when you posted this.
I honestly can't remember writing that, but it's okay. I guess if I'm to assume where I was, because I can't remember, so most of the things I write are usually from interactions or sessions with people or observations. And I guess maybe that was one of those days when I feel don't keep going around in cycles because you're trying to benchmark with someone and you're looking like, why is this person seemingly getting what I deserve to get? All of us on earth deserve good things and deserve bad things. It's part of the package. So I guess I must have written that because I want people to just constantly mirror where you are going. You are the captain of your destiny. You have to be the definition of where you are going. You have to be clear what you want from life, because life won't give you. You will take it. Life doesn't give us what we want. Life gives us what we demand. That's why the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and only the violent taketh it by force. What that means is that there is a kingdom on this earth that will not give you what you want until you demand of it. But you cannot be demanding somebody else's journey. It's not yours. It cannot work. But you won't even demand what you don't know is your journey. That's why staying in the place of meditation, reflection, self-awareness, self-knowledge, knowing yourself is such an important thing. You know, and once you understand that, then you can now start placing demands on what is yours, what is written in your name. Maktub. There are things written about you, according to the volumes written about me. That's what it says in Proverbs. There is a volume written about you. Do you even know it?
Affirm yourself.
So you have to take a journey on self-discovery, self-awareness, hear feedback about yourself. We call it the Johari window. There are things people say about you that you need to listen and say, they say I do this well. They say I do this well. What does that mean? How can that translate? You are busy blocking the feedback and the accolades and the compliments you are being given because you are shy. No, thank you. You're deflecting compliment because you feel, I don't think that's true about me. But that's supposed to be power. Compliments are power. When somebody tells you you are beautiful, it's power. When somebody tells you you speak well, it's power. You're supposed to embrace it and be charged by it. But you're deflecting it. It's like plugging a phone and unplugging it and expecting the battery to be full. It doesn't make sense. But you would rather be admiring someone else and trying to draw their power, but you're deflecting your own power. So these are some of the things, we just have to be too self-aware. And I like the way one of my mentors put it. You must be aggressively addicted to yourself for your growth. If you want to grow, you must be addicted to yourself, and not just addicted, aggressively doing so, such that there is a way you so believe in yourself like you are mad. Because anything outside that, you cannot achieve anything. You can't achieve anything if you are not such a believer in yourself that this thing, unless God no put it for my mind, I go do it.
Yeah.
Because once God puts it in your mind, it's yours. What does not cross your mind is not yours. But what God has placed in your heart, your name is on it. It's not in your hand to deliver it.
I heard someone said something a few days ago. He said, when you don't search for something, you won't find it. And at the same time, when you don't know something exists, you won't desire it. So it's more like what he said, that when God has put something in your heart, it's yours.
Your name is on it.
Welcome to Beyond the Boardroom, the podcast where we explore the depth of personal growth. I'm your host, Alexis Beckers, and each week I bring you inspiring conversation with expert guests who share their insights on mindset, self-development, and living your best life. Whether you are looking to elevate your career, boost your charisma in leadership, or find your purpose, you are in the right place. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you hit that subscription button, like, share, and don't miss out on every amazing episode. And with that said, let's dive in and go beyond the boardroom together.
It's conviction that is power. If internally you're struggling, no matter all it's my year of glory, it's my year of this one, they say after me, I'm blessed, I'm culture, I'm this one. You will say it. But when it goes inside, it's neutralized because it's supposed to be internal, out, not external, in. So you have to first come to a place where you understand your MO. Who am I? What works for me? What do I know I am? What power do I have? Like I always believe, even the day one child is such a powerful being. But the thing is that you have to constantly remind yourself who you are. It's very important. It is very important. The time Christ was in the garden before he was arrested and taken to the cross, that was a moment for him to remind himself, oh God, this is who you are. Jesus also had to remind himself. So these are some of the exercises that God expects us to do. You need to be able to take yourself to a place where you remember who you are and you constantly recharge and put yourself in a state of power. You must constantly look at your journey and remember the times of your victory and remind yourself of those moments. I mean, in the Old Testament, David and his men were molested by an army. The Bible says they cried. David sat down. The Bible says David encouraged himself. You know what that means? David sat down and said, come on, now me, or boss the boss. You know, it's like, me we kill bear, me we kill lion, me we kill, no, now. Guys, we have to do this thing.
Yes, sir.
And that was the beginning. And his God said, where you go? Pursue, overtake, recover. If he did not come to that reminder that, come on, now David, King David. No, now, this cannot happen. That's how life is. You have to know yourself enough and constantly remind yourself that me, Sam Obafemi, no. I know what I've done. I know who I am. And I will do this thing. And that's where magic comes from.
You know, I'll use myself as an example. Sometimes we tend to lose ourselves due to the environment that we find ourselves or
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
It could be financially, it could be morally, mentally,
Yes.
because of the situation at that moment that we
Yes.
find ourselves. So sometimes we now tend to lose our self-identity.
Yes.
For example, for someone that is trying to discover his purpose or working towards the path of his own purpose,
Yes.
and you are in an environment whereby does not align with your purpose, how do you change paths?
That's a good question. Again, things happen in seasons. It's a function of your presence. You being present in alignment with your relationship with God will let you know some detours are important. See the story of Joseph. From young age, Joseph had an idea that he would be a big boy. Joseph had an idea. He was the one that had coats of many colors. He was the one that was dreaming of his brothers serving him. Maybe for in mind, one day he would just wake up, his brothers would just come and say, Kabiesio. Maybe he thought so. But he found himself in prison in Egypt and he's wondering, this is not how I thought that this thing will play out. Oh.
Yeah.
You get, but Joseph was so in tune with who he is. That is why he could help even in prison. You did prison, they help people. It's because he's aware of who he is. He knew the power he carries. The same Joseph, while not even, people left prison, they forgot him. The buckler left prison. He said, please remember me when you come out. Buckler, forget, don't go get freedom. Forget Joseph. Joseph was unshaken until his time happened. So sometimes you being in tune with God will help you know what is a season and what is a punishment, what is a distraction and what is a momentary delay. Some things need to be stalled for some things to happen. If you don't have that inner peace in your relationship with God, you'll just be firing from everywhere trying to help God. You feel that God is too slow. You want to help God. So I feel that it's a place of reflection. It's a place of intimacy. It's a place of meditation that will give you some form of clarity. And you have to understand how God speaks to you. Some of us are not the everyday reading the Bible type, but there is a way God communicates. You know that this is how God talks to me. So there are times you're in a storm, but you know as God, they treat you. You know as God will just show you signs, say, I know it will happen, calm down.
Amen.
You will know. Unless you've just been reckless, you're not listening. God has a way of, do you know some people, God talks to them through billboards. That's all. They just see a statement and they know that this is God telling me something. Some people, they are listening to a love song and God is telling them something in a love song. You are not hearing any lyrics, but one lyrics will be so clear to your hearing. And you're like, why did I hear this thing? Now God, they try to tell you something. Meanwhile, it's not like you even attended church for 5 years. God is not vindictive. God talks to his people how he wants them. Because I told you at the beginning, God is interested in helping us. Now they try to do things like say God know they. So if you ask me, when you feel that you're not in the place that looks like your purpose, that's the time when you need to know whether you're actually in sync with God. Because God will be telling you things. This place, they here. You know, that's how it works.
If there's anyone that I know that bet on himself, like having $1 million horse, is you. And now I want to ask a question. There's a post you made
Hey,
on
this
LinkedIn. He said, take a bet on yourself. Take yourself seriously. Be ambitious. Be curious. Be hungry.
I need to go
want
and look
more.
at my
Do more.
LinkedIn post.
Become more. If not for you, do it for your children, your nephew, your nieces, your friends, children. Let the next generation see a picture of possibility because of you. Be a reference, a landmark, a lighthouse. Tell me, are this your daily reminder for your called purpose? Is this what drives you?
Yes, I write these things. Like this particular one, I remember it's not too long ago I wrote this, and I wrote it for me. In my office, we have young people who come to intern, 18 years, 15 years, young people. Their parents bring them, Coach Sam, I'd like my son to be around you. I'd like my daughter to come to your office and just spend some weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks. We get that a lot. Even now, we have like 3 young people in our, because of long vacation. So I figured that it's such a privilege that young people can come into an organized space. I can only imagine the ripple effect in their mind. So when I was writing this, I was writing it because I told myself, if there's any reason why I should not even slack, it's for these young people. Like I've created an enabling environment for their mind to travel. Because then it takes me back to when I was a young child and I used to follow my mom to her office. My mom was the secretary to a very top managing director. And I used to remember how the office looked like heaven. Very white and psychedelic. And they are there and you're looking, everybody, white people coming, black people, and you're like, wow, I like this. So maybe that's what has translated into my type of space. And maybe that's what I'm transferring to these young people. So sometimes we just need to keep going because you have no idea. Again, that's why I say we're not here for us. Every action and inaction is for someone else. And that's where the purpose lies.
Yeah.
When you do something and somebody else says, because this person did it, I can do it. Purpose has been fulfilled. So we need to stop that self-serving. After all, if I don't do it, nothing will happen. It's my life. No, actually, it's not. It's not you. You're not doing it for you. God sent you here not for you. You are too tiny to be the reason why God created you. Like, what are you in the scheme of things? You know, so for me, maybe that's one of those things that really get me going, because sometimes, bro, you just ask yourself, will anything happen if I decide to close this office and just go and sit down in my house? You know, I normally tell my staff this, I can never be hungry again in my life. It's too late. I've built such a strong name and credibility that if today I say, guys, I look for work, who wants to hire me? I will get more than enough offers because they know what I bring to the table. So it's not about me again. It's about the fact that my staff, their families depend on them. Their nieces, their nephews. I have nieces and nephews. My own immediate younger brother's son is interning in my office. That's my son. And he sees Big Daddy. He sees the clients that come. I take him to meetings.
Yeah.
When I go for a meeting, I say, enter, let's go. So he sees me in meetings with international bodies, and I can just imagine what's going on in his head. Like, hey, Big Daddy knows people. Oh. But 10 years from today, 20 years from today, maybe one meeting of today is why he's saying, I know fee slack.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Coach, if there's anything I'm to take from today, just one thing. I'll give mine, then you just give me rest. But if there's anything I'm to take from today, having you right now on set, is that you not answering your purpose is detrimental to others.
Yes, 100%.
you not staying consistent to your purpose,
Yes.
that's if you have found it,
Yes.
is detrimental to other people.
It's scriptural.
Now, here's my two questions. I
Yes.
just want you to answer this in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Then we will now take a question. Now, for someone that has found his purpose, that's one. How can he stay consistent? That's one. And for someone that is on the journey of finding his purpose, how can he be faster in finding his purpose?
If you have found your purpose today may not, is evolving. Purpose evolves. You know, there's a central theme to why you exist. And so if you ask me, just keep staying in tune with what's happening with you. Like God directs your life the way He wants. Don't create a how do I put this? You know the way in the Bible God says, you stay too long on this mountain. Don't build a mountain and say, this is the purpose that God gave me and this is all I want to do in my life. You don't own yourself. You didn't give yourself purpose. So if you found your purpose, evolve with it. As God is leading you, follow it. You're not here for you. You're here for someone. And as you're evolving, God is making you evolve for people. I may be more popular than I am today in 5 years, in 10 years. I don't know. If God makes me a more globally recognized person, my purpose will definitely shift. Because it means that in Nigeria, I'm trying to get people to bootstrap themselves out of the system. If I go global, international, there are systems that have bootstrapped their people. That changes my purpose because I'm not going to be telling you, don't worry, the government may not be helping you, but help yourself. If I go to America, government is helping them already. So if you're in purpose, allow yourself evolve. If you think you've not found purpose, you have actually found it. You just need to check what am I doing? Because everybody lives in purpose. They just may not be aware. So you just need to redefine what purpose means to you, you know, and allow yourself, begin to just look at the impact. What impact am I making where I am? Because that's where your statement of purpose is going. Everybody needs everybody. You may think that you're not adding value, but somebody will tell you, I beg you in the name of God, stay alive. Because just that I see you smile keeps me going. I mean, waiting remain. So I don't think nobody has found their purpose. I actually think people are looking for another purpose.
That is not
recognizing what they're already living in as purpose. That's my take, and I may be wrong, but that's the way I look at it. Nobody that is not living in purpose. People just try to look for purpose somewhere else. People feel until I get that first degree, then I start working as a vet doctor, I will not start my purpose. It's not like that. You're already living in purpose. You just need to look at what direct impact am I making where I am now. That already is living in purpose. And then embrace it, appreciate it, and grow. Allow it grow with you. That's the way I look at it.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you so much. Going beyond the boardroom. Thank you so much.
it's always my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, bro. Awesome. Thank you.